What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of Pips and Points. I'm your host Jono, and today we're going to be talking about what we always talk about, which is the NAS100. Now, before I get into it, I want to give a big shout out, sending out all the love, positive energies, big wins to all my Pip Tonights. These awesome human beings are my subscribers. And I want to say a shout out to all the new guys as well. Thanks for coming over and watching this episode of Pips and Points. There's many more awesome videos. You just have to go through them all. I've organized them nicely into playlists, so you can just go through them and play them. And obviously you can watch my progression as I share with you all the awesome tips and skills that I've learned in regards to trading the markets, but more specifically the NAS100. Now, in saying that, it's also important that I do let you know that I am not a financial guru, I am not a financial expert, and I am not a financial advisor, and I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just basically sharing with you how I'm navigating the NAS, and within doing so you could find some tips for yourself that you could use to benefit. All right, and yeah, so welcome to the channel. Alright, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're going to get into it. So as you can see by the heat map, it's a bit it's kind of looking a little bit balanced in terms of what is going on. The few of the big ones are looking red, a couple of the others are looking they're looking green, they're going up. I mean, you can see for yourself. All you have to do is just pause the video and you can just see which ones are popping and which ones are dropping. Alright, so we're going to get into the actual chart, the NAS, right? And we're going to turn on all the work that we've done, and we're just going to basically just briefly explain what I've been doing. So yesterday I got closed out of the trade that I was talking to you guys about on Wednesday. Okay, so that hit my TP, which was fantastic. We got a nice little win out of that. Okay, and then today I placed two trades. One trade loss, so I was buying the market because I thought it was going to push to the upside, and I'll explain my thinking behind that, right? And then I took a sell, and that sell was closed out with a trailing stop, but I made some nice gains. Basically, I made double what I lost in the buy trade. I made back double in the sell trade. So all in all, it's good. It's been a great day. Okay, so I'm just going to go into the hourly so we can really talk about what I did and what I think is going to happen in the coming days. So literally, I just got closed out about 30. I got closed out about here. This wick here, this is the one that closed me out. This pushed to the upside, and I had my trailing stop. Let me just zoom in. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, right. So let's explain what happened. So I had my trailing stop over here. I had my trailing stop right above here, and as you can see, this parabolic is the one that just took me out. So I've just come out of the trade, and this is all what I've gained. And today is not bad. So today I gained, let's have a look. So today I gained 342 pips, which is not bad. Not bad at all, right? And yesterday, when I got closed out, let's see how many pips I got. And that was a TP that took me out. And it's been a while since I've been taken out by TP, so I was really happy with that. Okay, because one of the main skills that you want to have is making sure that you're getting hit, your TP is getting triggered all the time. And if that's the case, you're definitely doing something right. Keep doing what you're doing. So yesterday was 560 pips I got. So all in all, we've done quite well. Right? We've done well. So now we're just going to talk a little bit more as to what I plan to do next. Actually, let's just get rid of all this stuff. I don't need them anymore because you've already made the gains. I'm happy with that. So now we can just get rid of all of that. I'm going to zoom back out. Let's zoom out even further. and I'll explain why I took the buy at a really silly place, right? Because I just thought it was going to go up, and this is where I took the buy. So let me just pull it up. So I took the buy around here somewhere, 12, right? And my stop was down here, right down here. So I got taken straight out of that, boom. And then when price pulled up, when the wick pulled up again as it was falling, I then dropped in a sell at this level. I dropped in a sell at this level, and the rule that I was going by was this: basically, every single wick that appeared that was lower than the previous one, I would bring in a trailing stop. So for example, when this wick closed, when this candle closed, I brought my trailing stop up here. That's secured. And then when this candle closed, I brought my trailing stop down here, right? And then finally, when this candle closed, I brought my trailing stop down to this level right here. And I literally thought it was gonna keep going down, and then what happened was this came up, boom, and took it out. So that's what happened, right? Because I literally thought it was going to keep going up, and I didn't want to miss anything. But I'm glad I made that move anyways, because it worked out in my favor. So now what I'm now trying to figure out now is, where does market want to go? And this is going to be for Monday. So Sunday night UK time, when market opens, I need to figure out where this is going to go. So at the moment, we've got literally about 2 more hours until market completely closes. So we've got 2 more candles to appear before the market is closed. And what we can see here is that structure was broken, hence why I took that sell, okay? And now it's pulled back up again, right? We now need to see what it wants to do, because what we have here is a double bottom. That's that here and that here. This is where it's bounced up from. Hence why I brought my trailing stop so close to it, because I was like, if it decides to push up, I'm not going to lose 100% of those gains that I've made today, and I definitely don't want to be I definitely do not want to be holding this position overnight, over the weekend. So I'd rather close that with a little bit of pips and then reassess the situation on Monday, or don't do anything at all. I chose to bring in the trailing stop, so I got closed out nice and early with some nice pips and nice points. Very happy with that. But my actual target take profit was down here, was in this zone, because I thought it was just going to keep shooting all the way down and go to this zone. And if you look at the structure that is making right now, there's a very good chance that it could bounce from this level, but also at the same time it could push down from this level to make its way down to the golden zone that we've now identified as the place where it might want to go. And that is this right here. And that is the zone of 11,083.40 to 10,883.42. So that's the zone that I think is going to go to. But we have to bear in mind this key area of the double bottom that we now have. All right. But at the same time, this situation that we got up here cannot be disregarded, okay? This has just confirmed that price is going to be turning around back soon, okay? And it's already done moves to let us know that that is going to be the case. Why? Because all of these areas over here will now need to be filled, and they have not been filled. So this will need to be filled, right? And depending on what it does tonight, okay, so if it doesn't do anything tonight but continues to push down, then this area will need to be filled. This area too will need to be filled, okay? Because I know that these two areas, this area over here, this zone over here and this zone over here needs to be filled, and it looks like it's heading down to the order block zone, okay? It basically means, right, that there's a good chance that we're going to have a fantastic opportunity emerging, right? And that fantastic opportunity could give us as much as 2,000 pips to the upside. That is what we're looking at, okay? But in the meantime, if situation presents itself for me to sell the market, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing, because I've been out of this market for way too long now. It's starting to get a bit annoying. So I'm glad I jumped in, and on the days that I jumped in, I took 3 trades, I lost 1 and I won 2, and all the ones I won, I recovered all of my losses that I had in them, which is fantastic, which is great. So what am I thinking? So now I'm going to go into a bigger time frame so I can really explain my reasoning, and I hope that it will help you guys. And by the way, if you're new and you're watching this channel for the first time, okay, and you're finding the content useful and you want to see more content like it, hit the subscribe button, become a pip tonight. All right, just hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop a like. Okay, right, we're going to go into a higher time frame. So let's go into the day. Right, we're going to go into the day very quickly, and then I'm going to explain why I actually took that buy, because that buy was a decision that I made of the day based on how it was looking towards the beginning of today, right? And also with the sell, that basically I took on the strength of I believed it was going to be heading down. I believed that the structure had broken, and I'm going to explain all of that right now once I can get this opened up in the way that it needs to be. Okay, I kind of need to rejig all of these levels again, because they're not actually, all the information I had on them is all gone. So let me get rid of all of these and redo all of these again. So now we're in a day, right? So this wick over here was consolidating this morning, right? It was consolidating, but it was relatively a bullish one. It was bullish, it pushed all the way up, right? So because it was bullish and it had pushed all the way up, this was the first structure that I identified, okay, that this was what was going on. So I knew price was going to be breaking, but I did not expect it to pull down when it did. That there was a surprise. I was not expecting that at all, okay? So what I was expecting was something like this, based off what I saw this morning with the bullish candle, because it hadn't wicked all the way down. It was just pushing all the way up. It was a solid black candle, right? I thought it was going to do something like this. Actually, I've got the wrong tool. Let me get rid of this. That's the wrong one. So I thought it was going to do something like this. And then head down to the zone. And the reason why I thought that was this pattern happening where it was, I believe that this was the most logical path it could take to get to this order block zone before it pushed back up again, right? So I stuck in the buy, and obviously I got the slap. Then I stuck in the sell, and I got pretty much most of all of this little wick pushing all the way down, which is fantastic. So what do I think is going to happen on Monday? Well, 2 things can happen. This can be a fake breakout to the downside, which means that this overall structure would need to be adjusted, and like this, it still fits, okay? And it's still going to make this move. Push up, come down, push up again, and then break to head to the zone over here, and then it's going to decide to push up, right? And then it might do something up here and then come back down again. And if it comes back down to this level again, then it's fair to assume it's going to go up, okay? But these things have not even taken place yet. We do not know if it's going to happen or not, okay? So all I can say for now is that this structure, we're going to need to keep an eye on it. Well, I'm going to need to keep an eye on it, okay, to see what it does and how it does it, and then we're going to take it from there. We are going to take it from there. That's all I can say for it. That's all I can say about it right now. All right, that's all I can say about that right now. So now that we've gotten that all covered, what we're now going to do is we're going to look at all of the stocks to see how they're behaving. I mean, we've taken a look at the heat map to see what's going on with the heat map. I'm just going to bring the heat map back into it again, and we can see what's kind of going on right now. We can see what is kind of happening in regards to what all of these NAS stocks are doing. A lot of them are red, some of them are green, and yeah, and literally that's what we've got going on at the moment. But let's just see the main ones. how they are behaving. Okay, and as you can see in the list on this side here that we've got like a good mix of the reds and the greens. Okay, so first things first, let's look at the first big one, Tesla, and Tesla's down to $663. So that is very, very good. If you're thinking about buying some Teslas, like, it's at a really, really good price right now. I kid you not, it's at a very, very good price right now. So Tesla is pushing down. Okay, Tesla is pushing down. Tesla is pushing down right now, and it's looking good. It's looking good in the sense that the price is going to be nice and cheap, right? If you're thinking about picking up Tesla and holding it, because prior to what's happened now, it was over $1,000. Now it's at 663. Can it go as low as 550? Only time will tell, but it looks like he wants to go that way. So let's see what he does, right? So this is all supporting the idea of the NAS going down to this order block, right? That's the main reason why we're looking at this. And like I said in the previous videos before, and I'll mention it, if you don't know anything about technical analysis at all right, you don't know anything about technical analysis, you really want to know how to trade, and you want to get in a game, you can use a list like this to actually trade the NAS. Okay, and it's really simple. First things first, you need the big 7 in there. Okay, that's the ones you need to be keeping your eye out for. My list is a little bit longer, but however, you can just use the big 7, and they are Tesla, Google, Amazon, Netflix, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, right? These ones, that's what you need. And if 90% of them are in the red, you sell the NAS. If 90% of them if 90% of them is in the red, you sell the NAS, and if 90% of them is in the green, you buy the NAS. It's that simple, okay? But however, I don't use this list to, if I see 90% in the green, I make a buy. If I see 90% in the red, I make a sell. I don't use it in that way at all, right? I literally use it to analyze the position of the markets, of the NAS, to help me gauge where it's going to go, so I can plan how I'm going to maneuver when it gets there. And the zone that I want the NAS to come to, well, it's this zone right here. Okay, and if it does come into the zone, then I'll be waiting for a confirmational push to the upside. If it breaks below this zone, then we're going to look for an order block underneath this zone as an area of reference. So the overall chart is very dynamic. It doesn't stay still at all. Sometimes where you put your drawings, it changes. It can change in a day, right? Where you want it to go and where the market actually goes. And all we want to do is just track it like hunters. Track it and profit off it. So Tesla looks like it's confirming the idea that the NAS wants to go to the order block, which is fantastic. Like I said, over 1,000 pips to be gained if it does that. Okay, Google is doing the same thing too. So let's just zoom into Google. Okay, and you can see my little drawing that I did on there. So as you can see, Google has done what I said it was going to do. So it's done the first push down. That's this wick over here. So it's done that. Now we want to see if it's going to push up, right? And if it pushes up, then we want to see where it comes down to. If it comes down to around this level, right, then it's a good idea to assume it's going to be pushing up. All right, it's going to be pushing up. And Google is at a decent price, but if you've got $2,000 to spend on one stock, okay, then yeah, go for it. Go for it. For me right now, the Google is too expensive. It is too expensive, so I wouldn't be doing anything with Google, okay? But on the flip side, you can get Google right now for $2,178. But however, at near its all-time high, it was at $2,850. Okay, so it's still a bit of a bargain. It's still a bit of a sell, right? It's still a bit of a sell. Sorry, my mistake. I knew I'd made a mistake there. I knew it. Go back. Right. So at Google's all-time high, you had it at $3,030. Okay, right now it's like £1,000 cheaper. So it's looking good where it is if you're thinking about grabbing it, but for me it's too expensive. It's too expensive, so I leave it alone. All right, so now let's look at Amazon. And as we can see, Amazon, it too is pushing down, right? So this was the first trend line that we drew that we said had broken, and this was on Wednesday's video, and I explained what I thought had happened. But however, we've got this going on right now. Okay, so let me get rid of this line underneath, right? And we're gonna look at this like a consolidation. So it looks like it's consolidating right now. It's done its second touch, no, its third touch, sorry. So touch 1 was here, touch 2 is here, and touch 3 is where we are at right now. Okay, so Amazon could do something like this, boom, and then break down. But this overall structure tells me that it's going to be pushing down some more, which reinforces the idea of the NAS heading down to that order block. And that is all that we care about right now. Where is the NAS going to go? Because as long as we know where it's going to go, we can then plan accordingly for it. Okay, so you see this little drawing that I've done here, right? Where we have a double bottom. If you look at it from here to here, okay, that move is happening at the top right here. Okay, so Netflix is looking like it wants to push up, because what we have is we have consolidation, a break, a push to the upside, consolidation, and what looks like, because of where it is within this structure, it could push to the upside. And with the MACDs, we're getting some greens, which is basically telling me that this might push up some more to the upside, okay, and then do its thing. And once it does that, okay, then we know, once it does that, it actually means nothing. Sorry about that. It actually means nothing, because the work it's got to do is it needs to go above 390. Okay, so once it breaks above that, it's still got some work to do. But for where it is right now, which is $186, it's not a bad price, right? It's not a bad price. And Netflix isn't really telling us anything right now in regards to if it's going to push down or if it's going to push up. If it's pushing down, that is another confirmation that there's a very good chance the NAS will be pushing down to the order block, and that is all that I care about right now. That's all that I'm interested in. Is it going to go there or not? So let's see what happens with that one. So Apple, as you can see, has firmly broken the structure and has closed below it. Okay, so this is the structure right here. So I would tell you straight off the rip, Apple is going to be pushing down some more, because this was the structure that we drew. Okay, it broke it, and we talked about it when it was breaking that structure. So we saw this in Wednesday's video. But these two other ones are brand new, and they are below this structure right here. Okay, and most importantly, this red over here is taller than this red over here. So that tells me this is going to push down further. And not only is this red over here taller than this red over here, it's longer than this red over here. So this bearish candle tells me that it's going to be pushing down some more, which further confirms the idea of the NAS heading down to that order block. Okay, and right now we've got Facebook, and Facebook looks like it's at the squeeze, the final tip of the squeeze. So this is the interesting one in regards to Monday, what the markets is going to look like. Is Facebook going to be down here, or is Facebook going to be up here? That's all we want to know right now. That is all we want to know right now. And in my opinion, okay, and this could change, I believe Facebook will be doing this. Okay, and I don't have no strong evidence to say Facebook will be doing that. Why? Because it is squeezing, and when it squeezes, it's really hard to tell what direction it's going to move in. But if I was to guess, I would say it's going to spill to the downside, and if it does, that is another confirmation that the NAS will be heading down to the order block. And like I said, that is all that we care about for now, because once it gets into that zone, we can then plan, or I can then plan how I'm actually going to maneuver. Okay, and Microsoft is doing exactly the same thing. All right, so with Microsoft, in Wednesday's video, we did 2 trend lines. This was the first one, and I explained that it broke the structure, which confirmed it was going to go into the order block, i.e. for NAS, right? And the level that it was meant to maintain, which was from here to here, okay, so it's meant to hit here and then push back up again, okay, it's now broken it, so it's pushing down. So what we have in this area right now is we have 2 red candles. The last red candle looks like there is a chance it could push up, but looking at the time of day, right, so it's 9:33 in the UK in the evening, right? But however, in the States, markets is about to close. It's around between 4 or 5 p.m, something like that in the States. I don't really know as of yet. Actually, as a matter of fact, let me just double check. Spare me a moment. Okay, let's go to clock. World clock. Okay, yep, so in New York right now, okay, it is 4:34, 16:34. Okay, so markets is about to close right now, and between that, so in the next 30 minutes, I don't think price is going to push from here all the way above to create a bullish candle. In my opinion, I don't think that's going to happen, right? And so that further helps with the confirmation that the NAS will be pushing down more on Monday, just based on what I'm looking at here. Obviously in conjunction with all the other stocks that we're looking at, okay? There's also confirming this idea as well. So then we look at Nvidia, okay? And Nvidia, we can see, has gone into a range, right? So this is the range right here. This is the range right here. This is it right here. So Nvidia has gone into a range, okay? And with ranges, I don't know what it's gonna do, okay? With the range, I don't know what it's gonna do. I don't know if it's breaking up or breaking down. I literally have no idea what it's going to do, but that is what Nvidia is doing right now. And if you look at how it's looking in regards to the position of the candle, it's a red one. Okay, so we have to wait till Monday to see what that actually tells us, where it actually wants to go. But it's going to need to make a decision if it's going to go up or if it's going to go down. And another thing as well, if you're new to trading, right, a shape like this, like a range, you want to avoid if you don't know what you're doing in there, right? So for example, if you see a range, you want to sell up here and you want to buy down here. You never want to be in the middle, right? The middle is the bad place to be. So that's just one tip that I'm going to share with you, okay? Hopefully you guys already know this already, but I just thought I'd mention it. So now we're going to look at PayPal. And PayPal, if you look, we have this consolidation going on right here at the bottom. Okay, which tells me this is going to happen. That's what that tells me. Okay, but like I said, we're going to wait until Monday to see what PayPal does. But looking at the overall shape, I believe that is what is going to happen. And then let's take a look at Pepsi. So Pepsi is pushing down. So we've got a parabolic red all the way down, and there's a good chance that this is going to fly down too. All right, so in the next 30 minutes, if this goes bullish, all right, there's a very good chance it's just a consolidation at this level. So we're going to have something like this, but a very small one. So this might be like, Pepsi could be like this, say up until say Wednesday or Thursday. and then this could happen. Boom, straight down to about this level. And if that move should happen, okay, that too helps with the idea of the NAS heading down to that zone, right? So if you look into, if I look at this box right here, okay, we can see this is a couple days worth of candles, right? And if we jump back into the NAS and we look at the overall structure of the NAS, if this candle does not break today, okay, if it doesn't break below today and it goes bullish between now and within the next 30 minutes or the next 25 minutes, okay, right, then it's fair to assume that it's going to be bouncing around in this little zone for a couple of days before it pushes up. The main thing that we'll be looking for in regards to this is if, actually, as a matter of fact, even if it closes above this level, it means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. The only level that it actually needs to break for this whole thing to make sense, I mean a strong daily bullish trend, is the NAS will need to break above this level, and it doesn't look like we're anywhere near that level in regards to all of the stocks that we've looked at. So we've just done Pepsi, right? Pepsi is the one we just looked at. So we're going to look at EA. So let me bring up EA. Okay, and EA has now confirmed itself that it wants to go up. It's closed above. We've got a nice, clean, clear close on the top side, okay? So now all we now need to figure out now is where it's going to pull back to, and then how it's going to carry its trend up to the upside. So all I'm trying to figure out now is where EA is going to pull back to and where it's going to push up from, okay? And at the moment, the only level that makes sense is this one right here. So I believe it's going to keep going up some more, okay? And then eventually it's going to pull back down to around this level, and then it's going to push back up to the top side again, right? Now, because this is one of the smaller stocks within the NAS, but it's one that I keep an eye on anyways, I don't think it's going to have much of an impact in the overall direction of the NAS, because the big 7 are all pointing down and the little ones are giving mixed messages, okay? So if you look at eBay, we can see that eBay is pushing down, all right, and it's giving no sign that it's going to be pushing up. And if it's pushing up, the level it needs to break will be this, $60. It's currently sitting at $44 right now, which is a good price for eBay. $44 is not a bad price for eBay at all, okay? So it's pushing down, so it further reinforces the idea that the NAS will be pushing down into the order block, this zone right here. So with all of this said, what is my plan for next week Monday? Well, basically, I've decided moving forward that I'm going to be more active in the market. So I'm going to be pretty much trading as soon as I see my setup appear, okay? So if I see a bullish candle pushing to the upside, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to ride it as high as I can possibly ride it to before either market closes me out or my TP is triggered. All right, and that's all I'm going to be doing next week, and then I'm going to be documenting that with you. Okay, so I think I've covered everything I needed to cover. And once again, guys, before I end this video, if you're new to this channel and you want to see more content like this exclusively about the NAS100, just hit the subscribe button, become a pip tonight, turn on the notification. Oh, and if you're wondering, what is the pip tonight? Well, you become a pip tonight when you subscribe. All right, that's how that works. So once you've done that, okay, every time I release a video, you'll be amongst the first to see it. And because the videos are time sensitive, it can help you with your planning when market opens the following day. All right, so with that said, guys, I want to thank you for giving me your precious time once again. I am forever grateful to all the support that you guys have shown me. This is Jono signing out.